Got it. First question will go to Mr. Steve Robertson.
Hey Nathan, different the defense obviously different alignment. How are things different for you guys up front in the 3-3-5 and perhaps what we had last year?
It's definitely different because last year we were playing more like of a guy scheme, so we were attacking guys. So this year around, the defense is more we're gap scheme. So instead of attacking guys, we're attacking gaps. So which is pretty much easier. It's less responsibility and it gets us moving, gets us going around, flying around the ball. So it's pretty good.
Next, we will go to Ben Portnoy.
Nathan, you got some guys in different places on that offensive line that you guys are going up against. I guess what's that kind of been like, and what's your kind of diagnosis of that group so far?
They come out to practice every day, ready to work, and they definitely come out with a mindset to make each other better. We're going out there every day, competing our butts off, going after each other because at the end of the day, we know that we got to play SEC game every week, and we got LSU our first week, so we know that we got to be prepared and ready. So for right now, we're going out there and busting our butts every day.
Just a quick follow-up. I know you and Charles Cross about the same age as well. I guess what's it been like seeing his progression over the last offseason?
Oh, it's great. It's amazing. When he first came in, he showed so much more talent than when he first got here. He's quicker, stronger. He's a way better player from when he first got here. I tell you that.
Next, we will go to Paul Jones.
Nathan, I guess in practice you probably gotten a good look at center Cole Smith, and obviously he's a guy that didn't play last year after transferring from LSU, but he's running with the ones at center right now. What have you seen from Cole, and how many times do y'all match up during practice?
Just about every day. I knew Cole was gonna be good when he first got here, because as far as body wise, Cole is not really like a usual center you would see. He pretty much muscle everywhere, strong, comes to work every day. So he's definitely making me better going against him every day.
Appreciate it.
Next, we'll go to Tyler Horka.
Hey Nathan, I know it's something that might have happened while you guys were practicing, so you might not have even seen it, but it's a pretty big day in sports. The NBA postponed a couple playoff games, which is unheard of, and ties to kind of the players making a stand for racial equality and racial justice. So for someone that's kind of been outspoken like you have on Twitter about that issue, one, how cool is it to see professional players, the likes of Giannis, LeBron, and everyone else on that list, to kind of make a stand like that? And then secondly, what does the issue of racial justice mean to you?
It's a problem. It's definitely a problem, and the way I see it is, it's life. It's everything that we do, especially being like football players and sports and stuff. It's a business. So, but at the same time, you got to put into your mind, like, you don't want to bring this home back to your family. You want to risk it for your family, but at the same time, you got to know that you have a job you got to do. Like, you got to bring home money every month, every week, a month for your family. So you got to be smart about it at the same time. But at the same time, know that you got a lot of people dependent on you right now. So you still got to get your work done.
And then just a quick follow-up to the racial justice thing. When you see some of the videos that have come out, another one has gone viral this week. I'm not sure if you've seen that. As a black man in America, as someone who sees through a different lens than a lot of people, what's kind of the emotional trigger and the emotional response for yourself?
It's heartbreaking seeing it, but anybody that know me know that all my friends are. I hang out with a bunch of Caucasian people, as we can say. I haven't really had any problems with black people, but having problems with white people. When I see the flag, I never see, okay, they racial or anything like that. But it's definitely a problem, and it definitely should be taken care of.
Next, we're going to go to Joe Cook.
Yeah, they kind of following up a little bit on where Tyler was going, but also just what's the temperature of the team when things like that do happen? Of course, Kylan, made a great stand when he wanted to see change for the state flag. But amongst the team, who are some of the other leaders and guys want to keep you guys unified when things like this happen, and how you guys kind of discuss when incidents like Jacob Blake happen in the country?
To be honest, it wasn't a big difference. We didn't come out and be like, oh, okay, we gonna treat them like this because they're treating us like this. we congratulated Colin. What he did was an amazing thing, and we just went on about our day. I mean, at the end of the day, we got to play football. We got to line up September 26th and play. So it doesn't matter what's going on in the world right now. We're going to have to line up and play September 26th. So right now, we're just keeping our mind focused on playing football.
Next, we'll go back to Steve Robertson.
Nathan, I know every defensive line coach is a little bit different. They have different things that they kind of harp on. What's it been like for Coach Phelps? What are some of the things that he kind of keys on when it comes to your guys' development and play?
He's more of a he's different from my last previous defensive line coach. I mean, when he comes and he talks to you, he actually talks to you like you're like his son. I mean, he breaks it down to you. He explains to you, okay, you're doing this wrong. You need to do this. And it's not that's always as much as him fussing at you like, hey, do this, do this, do this. I mean, he getting on our butt, I tell you that, but it's not as fact that like we're just going out there and he just getting on our butt every day and we not happy to go to practice. I mean, I'm happy to go to practice with Coach Phelps as my defensive line coach.
Follow up on that too. This new scheme, this 3-3-5 scheme, is kind of a blitz happy scheme. I mean, what's it been like kind of watching the defense transform with Coach Arnett?
I think it really helped us because I mean, as far as what I'm concerned, I mean, the 3-3-5, a lot of more players as they talk around the locker room, they seem to be enjoying that scheme as more as the last scheme. So, because basically the scheme we playing now is basically what almost everybody the players played in high school. So I mean, we're excited to get back to working with that 3-3-5 scheme. So it's going to help a lot because we're going to be excited to do the things that we're doing with our defense.
Next, we'll go to Joel Coleman.
Nathan, we hear a lot about you. We hear a lot about Jaden. We hear a lot about Kobe and Marquise and things. Even heard a little bit about Aaron Odom. But who's maybe some other guys that's kind of stood out in practice the first couple of weeks on that defensive line?
Jack Harris. And I'm not saying it because he's like my best friend and all, but he's definitely, I mean, when he first got here, he was like that typical guy. I'm a freshman. He's not really good with his hands, all that type of stuff. But now, I mean, it's amazing. Like, his hips is amazing. His hands is amazing. He's a way better football player than when he first got here. So he's running with the tools and all that type of stuff. But, I mean, it's going to be great. I mean, he's gonna make a great impact.
Next, we'll go back to Joe Cook.
Yeah, Nate, when you're practicing against that air raid offense, how is it making the defense better? How is it making you better?
It's making us better because we know that playing SEC ball, we're not going to see them passing almost every other play. We're going to see them running the ball down our throat. So we got to look at it as when we playing with them offense, we can't anticipate that it's going to always be passed every time. Even though we know that it's probably going to be passed 9 times out of 10, but we can't anticipate it. So it's allowing us to think more and be playing more mentally than physically right now because we know that we just can't depend on practicing against them every week, knowing they're going to pass the ball, and then we play somebody on Saturday and they run the ball 9 times out of 10.
We have time for one more question. Does anybody have anything for Nathan? Once, twice, 3 times. Nathan, thank you for your time tonight.
All right.
Enjoy the rest of your evening.
You too. Thank you.